Why I want dignity won't help your family. You know what your family will say at your bedside when the doctor asks, what would she want? She valued dignity, and the doctor will not. And your family will feel good, like they honored you. And then the doctor will say, okay, but should we try the ventilator or not? And your family will realize they have no idea. Because dignity doesn't answer that question. Neither does quality of life. Neither does family first. So today I'm going to show you why vague values are useless at the end of life and what your family actually needs to hear from you. Here's the problem with vague values. Most people think they've communicated their end-of-life wishes because they've said things like, I don't want to be kept alive artificially. Quality over quantity. I want to die with dignity. Just let me go naturally. Here's the problem. Every single one of those statements is open to interpretation. For example, I don't want to be kept alive artificially. Does that mean no ventilator ever? Does that mean try the ventilator for a week, but not long term? No feeding tube? No antibiotics? No CPR? Or all of the above? Your family doesn't know because you never got specific. And when they're standing in the hospital, exhausted and terrified, they'll interpret your vague statement based on their values, not yours. Your daughter, who can't let go, will interpret let me go naturally as try everything until there's absolutely no hope. However, your son who watched his father-in-law suffer will interpret it as don't let me suffer. Please stop treatment now. Same words, opposite actions. And that's why vague values fail. What your family actually faces. When you can't speak for yourself, your family faces 4 types of decisions, and every single one involves competing values. So decision domain number 1, cognitive function versus physical function. Here's the question. You've had a stroke. Your body could survive, but you'll never think clearly again. Do they keep you alive? Some people say, if I can't think, that's not living. Please let me go. Others say, as long as my body's alive, there's hope. Keep me alive. Both are valid. But which one is you? Decision domain number 2, quality of life versus quantity of life. Here's the question. Treatment could give you 6 more months, but you'd be very sick. Comfort care gives you 2 to 3 clearer, better months. Which do they choose? Some people say, I want every minute I can get. Try everything. Others say, I'd rather have 2 good months rather than 6 miserable ones. Which matters most to you? Decision domain number 3, independence versus safety. Here's the question. You can't live alone safely anymore. You're falling. You're forgetting to eat, but you hate the idea of a facility. Do they force you to move for your safety? Or respect your independence, even if it's risky? Some people say, I will not be forced into a facility. I'd rather die in my own home. Others say, safety first. If I can't live independently, move me. Where's your line in the sand? Decision domain number 4. Being a burden versus accepting help. Here's the question. You need 24/7 care. Your kids want to care for you at home, but it means giving up their jobs and lives. Do they do it? Or hire professional care? Some people say, I will not let my kids sacrifice their lives for me. Hire help. Others say, family takes care of family. I want my kids, not strangers. What's worse for you, to you, being a burden or being cared for by strangers? Here's where getting specific saves your family. What changes when you get specific? Instead of, I value quality of life, you say, if I can't think clearly, if I don't recognize you, if I can't hold a conversation, let me go. I don't care if my body could live longer. That's not me anymore. Cognitive function is my line in the sand. Now your family knows what to do. Instead of, don't let me be a burden, you say, if I need 24/7 care, hire professional help. Don't quit your job to take care of me. I'm giving you permission to put me in a facility with trained caregivers. That's not abandoning me. That's honoring what I want. Now your family doesn't have to feel guilty. Instead of, let me die naturally, you say, try the ventilator if there's a real chance of recovery. But if I'm in a vegetative state with no meaningful brain function, stop treatment. 2 weeks is the maximum I want you to wait before making that call. Now your family has clear guidance instead of guessing. And that's what we're building in this program. Specific values that guide specific decisions. In our live session on Tuesday, you're going to work through your own values hierarchy for all 4 decision domains. You'll identify what's non-negotiable, your lines in the sand. What's a strong preference, which means it matters, but negotiable. And what's nice to have, flexible. And then you'll learn how to turn those values into stories your family can remember when they're making decisions. Between now and Tuesday, think about this. If your family had to make a decision about life support tomorrow, what would you want them to know? Not in vague terms, in specific, concrete terms. Start by getting honest with yourself, because that's the work we're doing together. See you on Tuesday.